Council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? This is why I've invented the 5-minute meeting. Alrighty. Ashland City Council meeting January 7th. This guy started by saying next week at 6 he's going to have a listening session to stories about wildlife from bears to bees from all the citizens in the council room. And then the city administrator said the city has a house on Mistletoe Road that the forestry department is using somehow, and they can't use the Hargadine property for some reason, and they can't sell a lot because of some easements, and so whatever that report was going to be today is delayed until they figure out that stuff. And then the report from the police chief on the new police stats. There's some newly required thing from the state, and then all the stats show that Ashland cops are nailing it and they are super fair, but admittedly they haven't quite mastered the software, so they may not have put all the information in properly. But then the chief reported on the new ordinance requiring that people give their name and date of birth. That was a big kerfuffle last year, right? When they got a ticket. Guess what? Never used. I haven't used that yet. Oh well. And then the public forum started off with a bald guy who said, don't spend $40 million on a new water plant. Ashland's not growing like they had anticipated when they decided to do that. And then the crazy gray-haired guy, he said climate is bad, but we can charge electric cars with solar panels. Should I apologize, he says? And he says, no, he's not apologizing. And then they went to the consent agenda, and nobody said anything about anything. That's all approved. And then, the Housing Trust Fund, ORA, the Office of Housing and Being Really Awesome or something, they set up a 7 nights a week cold shelter when it gets below 30 degrees at rotating through churches. And they also set up a permanent shelter that one church holds for 50 people for the entire winter, and everyone says it's great. But guess what? They're running out of cash for that permanent shelter, so they're coming to the city for extra cash. And the city trust fund lady says, maybe we can get an advance for them. And the ORA guy says, you guys are the best. We love you. And the ORA lady said, this program is the best. And then this one goes, she goes, hey, are you guys, is this an emergency? And the guy goes, oh, yeah, of course. And she goes, is there money left in this fund for these people? And the city trust fund lady said, well, there's money about to come in, so pretty good. And then this guy says, what if we got county money and some other general things happen? And then this guy just says, okay, so I move we give the 55 grand to this group, and as a advance. And this guy goes, everyone is courageous, and it's a heavy lift. He got a little quoting thing in there. All approved. And then, there's a weird break while the mayor and the city manager set up a bunch of stuff, and he says, he was talking about 2 committees, and then PERS and healthcare costs, and he had a working group and proposed a facilities board, and there are like 10 city jobs that he'd like to hire, and then blah, 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 blah. Point is, the mayor is proposing to put a bond on the ballot in May for $10 million to pay for the new city hall. That's $7 million. Some solar panels. That's $2 million. Pioneer Halls, $500,000. Community Center, $500,000. And fix a fountain in the park, $350,000. And apparently the city hall has been talked about, and it had a 2016 study and a 2017 ad hoc committee that had a split decision on where it should go. And then 2018, 3 different renderings were taken. And then the council voted to build City Hall in its current location. And then this guy, this is the gem. He goes, well, the city hall right now, it isn't code compliant, is it? And the city president went, well, technically it really is. And he goes, oh yeah, but it's not ADA approved, is it? And they went, well, no, it is. And they goes, so it's not code compliant. And they went, fine, whatever you're saying. So, and then this guy goes, well, what if the bond doesn't pass? And the city lady said, well, we'll probably move everyone to Briscoe and until we figure that out. And then they moved on to solar panels thing, and they said they're good for emergencies. And this guy says, he goes, what if we become like Puerto Rico or New Orleans, and what if China hacks our energy grid? So solar, right? And the city manager said on June 30th, we stopped paying $92 a year on average per house for the county library and the county and some fire station thing. So if we pay $105 a year for this new package of stuff, it's really kind of a wash, right? And then this one goes, she goes, is this all or nothing? We got to get all this stuff? And the city lady said, well, right now that's the way it's set up. We can split it up. It just costs a little more, blah, blah, blah. But you guys can decide to do that. And then this guy goes, hey, if solar panels and Pioneer Hall and Community Center are all bringing in money, can't we just finance them like you would like a normal business? And the city lady went, there's lots of reasons that's not going to work out. And then this one girl, she says, what's up with the Emergency Operations Center was approved? It's supposed to be where those solar panels are going. And the city lady went, yeah, we figured out we just run that out of the Grove. Okay. And then this one goes, something, blabberdy, blabberdy. She was not on her game that night. And then this one went, why is the fountain on this instead of in the parks budget? And the city lady said, boy, you got to talk to Parks about that. And so the park chair guy shows up and goes, I have no idea what's going on. And then public forum. Let's go. Public forum. And then, so a guy with gray hair says, this solar thing is dumb because we already have a diesel generator and lots of diesel laying around and this is going to cost a lot of money. And then another gray-haired guy said, what about something? And then something about his wife and then input. And then a baldish parks commissioner guy said, community center needs work. Not just structural, but some other upgrades. And then some youngish guy who loves to pay taxes said, bonds aren't magic, and what's the fountain doing to this thing altogether? And then we do some more talking here. He said, let's have a big public meeting. And then this one just blobbery, blue blob said something, and something about a box at some point. And then this one says, he goes, this is a premature baby. And then when she has issues with this thing, but it's important. And she's issues with the bundle. The city hall is the biggest deal here. Important to focus on that. They all agreed they're just going to talk about more later. And so they all kind of agreed and then moved on. And then 5G report from the staff. The city attorney said something about the public polls and land use and some city rules. And then this guy says, do we need to hire special consultants? Where's that money coming from? And the city attorney went, I'm not really sure. And then this guy says, but what if we do nothing? We can get sued for a lot of things, right? And then the public forum for that just issue, and the lady in baseball cap cited a lot of legal things. And then this one says, I propose the staff starts working on 5G. It's some work study. And then this one says, move forward and engage. And then that passed. And then the fire marshal proposed that we update the 2014 state fire code to the 2019 state fire code with whatever the state wants to change. Approved. End of meeting. You're welcome.